everyone, it's Louise with Louise McCare, and I'm back for round 2 of trying to make a design on this ceramic plate and be like something you would put your keys on when you come home, or jewelry, or anything that you would want to put anything on. I mean, candle, whatever. But the impetus for this design and this color palette is a KS Resin competition that they want people to enter pieces, and many times people make what are those, like drinking cups and things like that, water bottles and stuff, which I don't know how to do. But the idea is you enter a piece that you've made in the competition that has to be KS resined. So the plan is here, I'm going to do some kind of bloom on this little plate, and then I'll resin it in a couple weeks or so. But I have to use the color palette that they've outlined. And here is the approved color palette. And their color palette is a this blue, which is a representative color of it. Last night I spent some time trying to match the colors that they had. So that's a navy blue. This is the white. I'm using pearl, iridescent pearl. This is their taupe color. And I had to play around making this color. This is not a color I have, believe me. Then this gray, which started out as Artist Loft gray, and then I added other colors to it to make it the right color match. And then this is the brown that started out as Artez's Van Dyke brown, that I added Nicolazzo to it, and yellow to make it the right color that they're looking for. So I've already done one try on this, and it was a disaster area. I had everything taped off like I would with my trays, and I put way too much pillow paint down, and it spread like a swimming pool as I spun it around. I mean, it was swishing everywhere. And needless to say, I've learned a lot. And what stopped me is, once again, I dribbled spittle into the painting and it ruined it. But it was already not something I was in love with anyway, so no love lost there. So this time I'm going to try it very differently. My thought process on this one is to lay a tiny pillow down, tiniest pillow, and lay down only a little bit of paint. And then I'm going to blow it out, and then I'm just going to let it stretch naturally as I spin it. And it's going to go as far as it's going to go, and I'm not going to worry about it hitting the sides or not. It's just going to spread where it wants to, and we'll see if this works. Okay, I'll be back in a second and I'll get you started. Okay, so just put down when I say a little, I mean a little. Okay, maybe a little more than that. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with this. My instinct is often to add. Oh, I can't really say that, can I? We all know how much I don't like to put paint down sometimes. I'm just stingy. Okay. Okay, there's my beginning. Now, that's my puddle, or my pillow. That's as far as I'm gonna take it. Okay, stop. Don't put too much down. Yeah, when I was spreading this before and stretching it, I mean, I had paint everywhere. It was coming off all edges, which was fine. I mean, I adapted to it and I worked with it, but it just didn't work out. I'm just gonna go outside the lines on this. Why not, right? And if it doesn't work out, I have my little tub here. Yeah. You can see what I did on the last one. It was a complete, it was a first try. I won't say it was a complete failure. Once I finally dribbled in it, I said, okay, that's enough of that. So my thought process here is we'll see how far this spreads, and then we'll resin it and see how it looks. So I don't know. We don't know until you try. And what's the worst that's going to happen, right? I lose a little bit of paint. This thing cleaned up like a champ. It's no big deal. Just reuse it. Clean it up and reuse it. There's never, it's always learning. You either have a success and learn, or you fail and learn. But none of it is a total loss. And by the way, this color palette, well, you look at it and think, oh, what is so special about that? The CD I made came out really, really cool. Who'd have thought these colors would come out like they did? And hopefully I can prove it again here. We'll see. Probably plenty of color. All right, cell activator. Now, got my white and my black. And here's my white. Give it a good mix. And this is my American Floetrol cell activator, and I have video 141 if you want to see how I make it. Black. Now you can see it haloing. I'll try to zoom in. That's a sign that it's gonna work. All right. So now while it sounds like I'm blowing really hard, I'm also very careful not to blow into the pillow. I just want to blow that cell activator out over the other colors like it's blowing a wave over the other colors. It's like I want the cell activator to skim over the paint and the paint to skim over the pillow. That's where we are. Probably needed a little more paint, but we'll see how this spreads. I'm going to give the middle time to come back because it's still indented in there. So I'll probably skip ahead here in a second. So I skip ahead here and cut out about 1.5 minutes, waiting for the pillow paint to bounce back. Maybe I should have put a little more pillow paint down, because I'm afraid as I start to stretch this out, it's going to roll over each other. The edges are going to roll over as it spreads. So folks, I'm going to cut to the chase here. Spoiler alert, this is what happens to this one because it just does not have enough paint to stretch as much as I spun it out. It just didn't work. So I'm going to skip ahead to the next creation. Yes, this is in fact my third attempt. My first attempt, way too much paint. My second attempt, as you just saw, not enough. And now Goldilocks is hoping she's got the right amount of pillow paint down this time. And obviously I'm close enough to show you. So the video is going to roll. And since I shared some tidbits while I was filming, I just leave it on regular play here. Same thing. Let's try it this time. Now, as you know, the pillow is thicker than the paints. So the paints are going to glide over the pillow as the pillow is spreading. And the paints are going to spread faster than the pillow, at least it should, if there's any truth in thickness and viscosity and surface tension. I'm going to put a little more paint down this time. See, this is just all experimentation. It's all just playing around. You got to be willing to just play. Go outside the lines a little bit on this. So following up to the fluid dynamics lesson and the philosophy, I'm going to double time and make up some time here. So next is coming my cell activator, and I'm mixing it up always beforehand and applying it to the paint. I will note here, it's very different blowing it like this because I guarantee that the paints have probably already blown over the pillow. So now the paints are just spreading onto the tray itself, and it's just a different feel for how it spreads out. So what I've noticed is that the paints just aren't gliding as smoothly as they normally would if they were being blown out over the pillow. So again, in the interest of time, I'm just going to skip ahead here because you don't need to see me spinning out this piece over and over again. So at this point, I'm getting legs, which is a sign to me that one of my colors is probably thinner than the others, and it's probably the dark brown. But anyway, I'm using my handy-dandy straw to blow out the composition to try to get it all to be sort of uniform, but certainly more spread than what it is currently. So if you've been around me a while, you know that sometimes I get spittle from my straw into my paints. And I'm realizing here, now that I'm blowing onto this ceramic, the moisture from my lungs is actually getting onto the piece. And it's illustrating how much liquid you use to blow with. It's kind of amazing. That's what I was just dabbing up there. Kind of like when you're a little kid in the wintertime and you steam up the window on the inside so you can write something. That's that moisture that is showing up here. Okay, part 1 done. See all this condensation? I had no idea until you do it on something that you can see. You have no idea how much moisture you're blowing into the painting. Until you drip. Okay, folks, I'm gonna call that done, and then I'm gonna let this thing rest. I like it. And you saw what I went through. You know, it's a learning curve, but doable. We'll see if this turns out. So as you know, it does turn out, and I've resined it, and here are the final results. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the bell and subscribe, and you'll get all my latest videos. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care.